Now, if you've ever been through a haunted house and been scared out of your mind, the one thing that you can be thankful for is that the whole world didn't see you screaming.
Well, actually, that is not necessarily the case for some of the contestants of a new game show. Check it out.
How much money would it take to get you to face your biggest fear or maybe walk through a real-life horror film? Would $50,000 change your mind? Well, just in time for Halloween, the makers of Paranormal Activity bring you Hellevator, where game show meets nightmare. The masterminds behind the scenes pulling the strings throughout the game are the Twisted Twins, Jen and Sylvia Soska. They both joined me this morning. Thank you, ladies, for being with me.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Well, maybe one thing that's a little bit of a savior in this, or maybe a little bit embarrassing, is in the game show, you actually get to be with two of your friends when you get into the actual Hellevator, right?
Well, you do start as friends. I've seen some friendships break apart tiny bit on Hellevator. But
for the rest of it, we break the team apart.
Well, it's a stressful situation. If your friend wakes up in a bath full of leeches, how do you bounce back from that?
Oh my gosh, and that's the type of tasks that they have to do. Because I know the three friends get in the Hellevator together, but they one at a time have to get off on each level and go do a task. Is talking about the leeches and things like that, what other kind of tasks does each friend have to get off and do?
Well, each challenge does increase in difficulty as you go on. A lot of people don't want to go first, but really, if you're that scared, you should go first. We're talking about electrocuting people. Mazes. There's a rat maze where we actually put a cage on someone's head, and every 30 seconds, depending on how close they're getting to the end of the maze, we drop another rat in.
Yeah, and then we even have specialty performers that help us with our scare actors. We had somebody do a suspension where they had hooks in their back and they just popped out to scare one of the contestants. His face was priceless, though.
Well, we're watching some video of some of the upcoming episodes, and that absolutely looks horrific. Now, I know you guys are horror film icons. You guys have been through, I'm sure, plenty of different situations just being in films. But what really scares you guys?
Oh, nothing. My fear is something really lame. It's losing my twin.
Aww. I said I'd come back and haunt you.
She promised she'd come back as a ghost.
I did, so. I promised that. We have it all figured out.
And she's afraid of commitment, so Hellevator kind of bachelorette next season.
Oh, no, that would be too much for me. The Hellevator would open, there'd be a dude with a ring. I'd be like, no, thank you.
That is amazing. I hear a game show in the works definitely for that. Now, we said $50,000 is on the line. Of course, if they make it through the levels and everything, you know, goes as planned and no one ditches out or doesn't make it back to the Hellevator in time, do you think that's really the motivation, that $50,000? Or maybe it's a little bit of like I want to conquer my own fear?
Well, it's definitely in part conquering your own fear. The greatest thing about Hellevator is it's surviving a horror movie. All of us are guilty for watching horror movies and saying, oh, I wouldn't go in there, or I'd run out the door. Well, Hellevator really puts that to the test. And if you survive Hellevator, you become like the sole survivor in a horror movie. You're either a final boy or a final girl. And I have seen people come out of the show transformed. But you can't put a value on that.
Oh, absolutely. I remember there's this one girl, she came on and she's like, oh gosh, oh golly, and she looked so cute and not messed up at all. And at the end, she was covered in blood and she was saying a few words we had to beep out.
I'm sure there's plenty of bleeping going on in this show because I've watched that first episode, a portion of the first episode, and it absolutely scared me. And you two are fabulous on the show and make it even a little extra scary. So I want to thank you guys so much for stopping in.
Oh, thank you for
so
having
much.
us.
Now, Hellevator premieres on GSN this Wednesday, October 21st. You want to check it out if you dare. Don't go anywhere. The Morning Blend will be right back.